Alright guys, so as y'all can see by the title, this is a W trading day. So I'm gonna just give you a run through of how I hit this W trade and the most crazy stuff that happened while taking this trade. So I'm gonna just get right into it. So basically I marked out Asian session liquidities, London session liquidities, and I had 1 hour high right here. So basically price push over this 1 hour high right here and manipulate it and head to the downside. But this is where it gets crazy. So on GU we had the same price action, the same exact setup, the same price action, everything, but different liquidity placements. So I knew that my bias was bearish. I knew that it was bearish. But these I'm gonna show you guys the crazy stuff that happened. So basically when I saw this, I came into the 5 minutes time frame. I marked out these liquidity placements right here, and what happened was price pushed over this liquidity area right here as unemployment claim news came out. It pushed over this high right here, and we didn't get any form of reaction of it. So I just deleted these liquidities mark out, and we pushed past this 5 minute liquidity right here. We got a break structure right here, fair value gap, but the fair value gap then get invalidated right here. So I just didn't trade this. I also realized that we had an inverse fair value gap right here, which got validated when price push up here and close out of it. So I did realize that then probably we're still maintaining a bearish daily bias, but because I have one trading plan and trading rules, I didn't trade this because my simple strategy is break a structure fair value gap. So if with a lot of back testing and forward testing, I've realized that most times when I went against this trading rule or trading strategy, I always lose. So I'm not gonna try to break the strategy, even if I'm seeing like a good setup like this and it gives me way better RR. I'm still not gonna switch the strategy. So I came down. I realized I tried to analyze if there were any other breaker structure. I kept still. I kept still and be patient. So we got another breaker structure right here. We didn't get any entry. We broke structure to upside again. We came back down, break structure again. When we came up there here, we invalidated this fair value gap right here, so I didn't trade this again. And we also break structure to the upside right here, so I'm looking for a break structure to the downside again. So we came down, we break structure right here, we break structure right here, this move down, move up right here. That's where we broke structure. Let me just highlight it red. We broke structure there. We had a fair value gap right here, right here. Alright, let me just move it, remove it. We have a fair value gap right there. We tapped it. We had a down close candle out of it, so I just then traded right here. I traded it because we had a down close candlestick out of it. Well, it's actually crazy because looking on my trading view, we didn't. I could have short we tapped this fair value gap. I could have sure we did, but I'm seeing us not tapping. I could have sure, but on my broker, it showed me tapping this fair value gap. So I guess I just got lucky and entered this trade and hit a W, because I'm just realizing that it didn't tap it. So I guess this was just some luck or some, I don't know, but I seen it tapping it on my phone. So I guess it's just getting lucky or something like that. But I entered it off there, off rip. I entered off there, and I noticed that market we were consolidating for a little while, but I realized that we pushed up here. I thought I was gonna get stopped out, but my spreads had was good, so it came back down and I didn't get stopped out, and I noticed that it was continuing to consolidate for a bit. I also realized that we formed some relative equal highs right here. So I was a bit, I wasn't really confident about this trade because I thought market would probably push up and liquidate these relative equal highs and just come back down, which I wouldn't even try to take another trade because that would have been my I would have been done trading for the day. But I realized that we came down, we didn't do that, and I was glad we started moving downwards. Right here, we started moving downwards, and we get this strong push down here. And I was like, alright, probably this is gonna be the strong push that I need. So after getting that push, we came down to this 5-minute liquidity right here, where I moved my stop loss to break even because because I wanted, basically what I learned from yesterday's L. If you guys remember, I took a L yesterday, which I could have saved if I had learned this concept that I could have moved my stop loss to break even once we get past these 5 minutes highs. So if I had done that yesterday, I would have avoided the loss. But good thing I did learn from that in a short time span as yesterday. So good thing I learned from that. So I moved my stop loss to break even, and price kept pushing lower and lower. I had my liquidity marked out right here. But initially, I I was pretty confident that the bias was bearish, and I'm gonna just show you why I was pretty confident. Alright, so as I was saying, the video got stopped, but as I was saying, I'm gonna show you guys why I was pretty confident about today's bias being bearish. I had I had more confirmations, even though we had this manipulation reversal right here. I had more confirmations because with yesterday's bias, we had this liquidity right here as our main take profit, which we didn't take out. We just consolidated between yesterday and today. So I know that market still would wanna try to come for this liquidity because it has buy orders at this liquidity point. It would have a lot of buy orders at this liquidity points, and also up here we would have sell orders which are targeting these liquidity points. So with basic knowledge like that, I knew that market, I just had more, I was more confident about market coming down here. So I was confident about my bias being bearish. So with that being said, this is how I caught this beautiful 1 to 8 trade. 1 day trade right here. It was beautiful because it was a really good RR, and it's just a real good trade. So I am up for the week. I'm not sure if I'm gonna trade tomorrow. I think I will, because there aren't really any news tomorrow, but the Jackson Hall and Fed share policy. So I am gonna try to trade tomorrow, but probably risk like lower, depending on how price action and depending on price action and the trade setup that I get. So I'm looking forward to trade tomorrow as well. But that's it for the video. So that's it for the W trading day that I have today, trading recap and everything. That's it. So peace.